So, Cage has been through a lot over the last few years. Muazzam was arrested. Our bank accounts, as a result, were shut down. Brother Rabbani was arrested as well. We've been vilified to the nth degree constantly by the media. And it would seem to people on the outside, perhaps, that, well, you know, they're taking a lot of hits here. There's a lot of stuff coming their way. This must be kind of, you know, they're finished even. In fact, I've heard people say that to me, that, you know, well, you guys should just shut up shop and not bother continuing because of how hard the state is coming down on you. But, you know, I was thinking about some of this vilification, some of this hatred that's directed, particularly by the Daily Mail towards us. And in particular, I was thinking about something that they wrote about me. What they said was that in highlighting and exposing the bad activities of the state, that I was ungrateful for the opportunities that the British government had given me. Meaning that as a dark person, as a brown person, I was lucky to be here in the first place, and rather than complaining about, you know, all the bad things that the British government does, I should just shut up and just be thankful all the time. And more recently, I saw this happen again and again. So Priyamvada Gopal, an academic at Cambridge University, was criticized for highlighting racism in her institution. Afua Hirsch, the famous journalist, she was similarly criticized and told that she was being ungrateful. The grime artist Stormzy was similarly told he should be more grateful and not criticize the Tory government for some of their policies. So there's this idea that every single time somebody came up against the state and criticized the policies of the state, especially when they were darker skinned like me, they were being told, be more thankful for being here in the first place. And subhanAllah, when I was writing my book, what I was doing was that I was going through various civil rights movements and, you know, and thinking about what they meant in relation to my own faith, to Islam. And I came across these ayat regarding Firon and Musa alayhi salam. So Musa alayhi salam, he's come to Firon by himself, he's all alone, and he says to Firon, let the children of Israel go, stop oppressing them, let them come home with me. And Firon, rather than dealing with the issue, which is his oppression and enslavement of Bani Israel, he says, weren't you the one that grew up in my house? And you come to me ungrateful. It's amazing, right? That rather than dealing with what? Rather than dealing with his oppression, he obfuscates, he completely deflects from the issue and says, hold on, you should be grateful to me. You grew up in my house. It's the same argument that's used again and again and again. And that's the thing about Cage. And that's the point that I wanted to come to. That we are not an organization that seeks power or wealth or authority in the land. What we seek to do is, what we seek to do is to help the oppressed, to hold the state to account, even when it comes at personal risk to ourselves. And you've heard that many times again and again in this evening. And you know, the Quran talks about Qarun. Qarun was also from the oppressed community in the Quran. He was from Bani Israel as well. But what does Allah say about him? That Qarun betrayed his own people. This is somebody from the oppressed community. So don't think just because you're from this community that your actions in relation to the state go without notice by Allah. Every single thing that we do, every single decision that we make has implications on us, and they're either something that counts for us or counts against us. And that's why at Cage what we're saying is that we want to hold the state to account for the evil things that it does. We want to be brave, we want to be courageous, we want to act in a moral way. But for a start, our starting point is knowing La hawla wa la quwwata illa billahi al-aliyyil azim. That we know that there is no power that's greater than that of Allah's. So that's an amazing starting point, because whatever they do to us, they are never going to be greater than Allah. And that's why we put our trust in Him first. And that's kind of the uniqueness of Cage, right? That we put our trust in something that people can't conceive of, they can't perceive Allah and Allah's greatness. But we can, because that's what faith gives us. That's what that iman in your heart gives you. It gives you the ability, the courage to get beyond anything and all else. And so when we're thinking about seeking justice, what is justice? And the ulama have talked about, they've defined adl, they've defined justice. And they defined it as putting things in their correct place. Okay? That's an amazing description for adl, for justice. Because what we're doing is we're saying that whatever the circumstances, whatever is going on in the world, we will put things in their correct place. We will remind whoever it is, whoever has the power, whoever doesn't have power, that this is the way the world should be in order that we all have rights, that we all have justice. And with that, I just want to say Jazakumullah khair for coming here this evening and for supporting us. Really